Panic is still everywhere as everyone tries to unfold their week 1 and 2 outcomes and tries to make sense of what is real, what's not real, what's buy low, what's a paper tiger, and panic is everywhere, no doubt about it. So there's a lot of different reasons why you should be panicked and why you should be optimistic and why you should be running into these so-called flames and why you should be recognizing, adjusting, and adapting and getting out of certain situations. We keep breaking it down every single day. Nothing's going to be easy. Nothing's going to be a cakewalk. Nothing's going to be perfect in weeks 1, 2, and 3. There are so many elite players that are not ranking even inside the top 20 players at their position. I mean, you look at the top rookies right now. I believe Bashal Tutin's 2 or 3 out of all the rookie running backs. I believe Dylan Sampson's like the number 1 rookie running back right now. This is all going to change. And we just got to be on the right side of the different changes and be on, not be on the wrong side when something isn't going to flip that we think may not flip. This is not one player that I think we have to worry about. Genty, according to his head coach, Pete Carroll, will get more and more carries. The 18, even 20 plus carry games are coming. I think that the fact that this team didn't play well at all, and the fact that he's being called out, and the fact that everyone's saying the same thing, he's going to turn to Genty. Genty's going to get fed. And his words alone make me confident of that. And then we have on the other side of the intro what Genty had to say about his lack of usage and bad performance. And we got to blame Genty for not pass protecting, getting ripped from the game because Gino was getting leveled and he looked lost out there. There's no doubt about it that he needs to improve, but Genty's got the mentality to do it. We'll talk about that on the other side of the intro, as well as many other things, what T-Law thinks of BTJ, what Baker Mayfield and Josh Jacobs are going through right now. We'll break it all down. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So, Genty, according to his coach, is being told you will get more carries, young man. And Genty has told people, I need to step up. I need to do better. I can take the responsibility. And he definitely needs to play better. He knows that. He took accountability in that. If there's one rookie running back, I have nearly zero concerns that the tides will change. It would be Genty. The volume will be there for Genty. Hampton's a whole different story. But I still think there's optimism there downstream a little bit. So don't let anybody cut him and not take advantage of that. Don't give him away. Don't hesitate for a second to get Hampton in a buy low scenario where he's being thrown into a trade. Look at someone's roster when you're doing a trade. See if you can throw those players in. There's tons of opportunity to buy low on some of these guys without any risk at all. Let the person that drafted him panic, and then you take control. The other players that are rookie running backs that are in question, obviously RJ Harvey. Definitely a good stash. I've seen RJ Harvey dropped in crazy amounts of leagues. It's insane. If you have time, break down Travis Hunter rest of season. Sure. I mean, he's in the same. You can break him down right now. Him and these rookie running backs. You can panic if you want. Coming out of week 1, Genty scored a touchdown. Coming out of week 1, no one really worried about Genty at all. They didn't. He scored a touchdown, wanted more work, sure. But Genty scored a touchdown. No one was concerned about Genty. Nobody. There wasn't I don't know about that week 1 usage. I think I'm not going to trade for him right now. Everyone was trading for him. Everybody wanted him, me included. And so 1 week has passed since his week 1 debut where he scored a touchdown. Everybody was fine. Nobody was panicking. 1 week has occurred since week 1 and week 3 right here. And everyone's panicking on Genty. People in the chat going, can't believe, I saw it earlier, can't believe people thought Genty was running back 1. Are you kidding me? We're still so very early on in this thing. Chase Brown didn't do anything in weeks 1, 2, and 3 last year. As a rookie, Gibbs didn't do anything from weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and didn't do anything till week 7. I'm not saying all these will bounce back, and And yeah, Egbuka's been going crazy. Now, we'll talk about Buka's injury right now, or in a few seconds here. But Buka's going nuts. Everybody complaining about the HHH and Associates. Buka's leading the way. Buka's doing double time. So just calm down and relax. We always knew the rookie running backs, specifically not Genty, but these three, Hampton, Harvey, and Hendy, one or two of them, we didn't think all three, but one or two of them might have a slow start. They're good buy lows. Take advantage of them. In Hunter, same thing. Hunter had 6 receptions in week 1. And Liam Cohen's got to fix the passing attack. T. Law, on the topic of that, let me minimize Genty here and bring up BTJ. BTJ wrist is practicing in full. There's no concern about BTJ's wrist, but we're going and attacking BTJ in trade right now. He's one of the best buy lows in 2025 week 3 and beyond. Is there risk attached to him? Absolutely, but you're not paying the draft day cost of entry anymore. He's completely, I don't want to say free, but he's completely discounted to a degree where even if he just does what everybody's thinking he's going to do now, if he's spotty, you're getting somebody that is going to absolutely give you back what you're investing now. Now, if you drafted him, what are you going to do? You just wait it out. If you trade him, it's got to be creatively. Like you're trading BTJ for a little bit safer wide receiver. Let's call that receiver, and I don't even know that I would do this straight up. I'm just telling you that's how much I still like BTJ. But you say like Garrett Wilson, for example. Like you could do that if you were to then trade straight across another 2 players that you felt even about, and you could creatively sidestep out of BTJ. But I still think there's some risk in that. If you drafted him, more than anything, you just need to wait. If you don't have BTJ, this is a fantastic buy low opportunity that bakes in every single bit of risk. We're waiting to do all the super chats until I get through the news, except for this $50 hauler I'm going to answer right now, my boy. Appreciate you dropping the wattage on screen. Let me read this as quick as I can, and then get back to the news. This one here from Styles says, 10 man, thank you for the $50 hauler, my boy. Let me hit this button for you. $50. Styles, thank you, pal. 10 man PPR took your advice and upgraded Evans and ETN for Puka. Nice job. That's a lot. I would like to get something else in return. If you didn't, I don't know. Can't believe that worked. I like it. I think it's a good move, but ETN this is still a fantastic package. The ETN and Evans, that can very much help that guy too. I don't think it's a lambasting at all. It's just a good trade if you've got a surplus, which I think is maybe what your question was. You had a surplus of talent. You got Gibbs, Hall, CMC. Yeah, you were probably one of those 10-man league, surplus of talent. The only advantage you can get in a 10-man league, I think this is the exact advice I told you, was to get rid of your surplus, overpay, get a guy like Puka. Perfect trade for you. In a 12-man league, this is a trade that could help both sides. In a 10-man league with your surplus and talent, fantastic job. Who do you start? Any more moves to make? I think you let this marinate a little bit. But this team's great. I'm getting rid of AJB, maybe AJB for BTJ. That's probably what I'm looking to do with this squad here. Using Monty, using Wandell, maybe using, I don't know if I'd use anything else or what else you've got on the bench to help you, but great team. Starting lineup is pretty easy. I mean, you're not using any of those bench guys to replace the starting lineup. So bench is, yeah, your starting lineup is set. You don't need to change anything. Great job, Styles. Good move in a 10-man, my kind sir. As for Hunter, answering the question about Hunter, it's like, 6 receptions in week 1, did bad in week 2. It's similar to what Genty did. Genty had a touchdown and a mediocre rushing affair, but a touchdown in week 1, did bad in week 2. Travis Hunter had 6 receptions in week 1, roughly 10 points, and then had a bad week 2. We've had, essentially in many of these cases, one bad game in between a good game. Maybe not an elite game, but a good game. And everybody's panicking. It's just insane. Genty, there's no panic. BTJ, I don't want to say there's not concern, but there's not panic. And I'm buying And the wrist injury doesn't seem to be a problem. And so T-Law went to the podium to talk to reporters, I believe it was this morning, and they asked him, what are your concerns about BTJ? Drop of footballs, looked stagnant out there, didn't look like he was trying, and this is all true. And he needs to take accountability for that, and I'm sure he will. I'm confident he will. But BTJ laughed it off and said, look, it's week 2 weeks have happened. We're 2 weeks in. I'm not concerned. Nothing goes right. Exactly what I said at the beginning of this show. Nothing goes perfect in the first 2 weeks of football. We've seen this year after year after year. And would we want them to go perfect? Do we try to have them go perfect? Of course we do. But T-Law said, I have no concerns about BTJ. He'll be fine. He'll start pulling those footballs in. I have no concerns. And at least that gives us confidence that there's no, I'm not throwing to him anymore. Not that we thought that would be the case, but it's nice to hear it. And BTJ is going to bounce back. I think he's going to roar back. I think Hunter is going to focus on some things to keep his game. They got to potentially make sure that the offensive part is better and honed in on before they start adding too much to his plate, just because things aren't going right. It's not that he can't handle it in time, but easing him in probably is better than throwing everything at him at once. And they need him to be a weapon. That's what they drafted Travis Hunter for. He was drafted as a wide receiver. They need to focus on that. Get him the damn ball. He's electric. He's explosive. Maybe get him some footballs on end arounds and have the guy score using his feet and his quickness and his athleticism and get into a groove. The moment Hunter gets in the end zone, the moment BTJ gets in the end zone, I believe they turn the tide. And everything can change. Sometimes you just need to punch one in, and then everything can kind of, you can break the seal in that regard. Ladd McConkey, biceps, did not practice Wednesday. Not too worried about this yet. We'll take a look at it. I still think Ladd's a good buy low. The reason I like Ladd so much is that Ladd can be bought as a wide receiver 3-4. Not a wide receiver 2 on any level, but he has high-end wide receiver 2 capability. He does. I know Keenan Allen feels like the one there, and that might be the case right now, and it might remain the case if it could share it. But regardless, he's got upside to be a high-end wide receiver 2. He had upside before week 1 to be a low-end wide receiver 1. So if 2 weeks defines you, that's on you if you're going to define someone on 2 weeks. But I think that you should at least be looking at this kid as a high-end wide receiver 2 that you're purchasing at a 3-4 wide receiver valuation. Knee injury to Brock is still a big concern. I'll handle these $20 super chats as soon as I get through the news in order in which they're received, and then we'll go straight to the other super chats. Then we'll go maybe open the phone lines. But Brock Bowers, knee limited Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Wednesday is not something that you should be putting a lot of concern into, but tomorrow and Friday are the bigger days. We're concerned about Brock to a degree, but this is more of a, when are we getting that he practiced in full, he's no longer on the injury report, then it's like, even if it's still lingering a little, the fact that he's getting listed at that point is when we're going to be able to breathe a sigh of relief. And I do think that he is potentially a really good buy low. I'm seeing a lot of Brock Bowers trade ideas and super chats come through and questions. So clearly people are needing to make a move. If you drafted Brock Bowers and you took him as an early tight end strategy, you're probably starving at some of the other positions, and that's even more hard to get wins. You're probably 0-2. Brock Bowers owners are probably 0-2 or 1-1 at best, because they starved themselves at the other positions going early tight end. It's always a risky proposition to go Brock Bowers in round 2, because then you really got to land everything. And if Brock Bowers has been struggling, which he has, and you haven't been at least getting that production, and you got hit like everybody else with running backs have been down. Running back scoring, fantasy football has been down in general. I think people in their own compartmentalized world say, sky is falling, but everyone's saying that side by side. There are a few people that had the right combinations in week 2 that did. They probably scored against you. A lot of you probably played the guy that had the right combination of everything. I get it. There is 1 or 2 guys that had the 5 specific players that scored 30 points each. But in general, there are 8-9 owners in the league in their own compartmentalized cocoon saying, the sky is falling. Everybody feels that way because scoring is down tremendously. Running back production is down tremendously. The busts are out. There's so many busts right now, lingering bust feeling players right now. I see it from like far away. I know everybody's panicked about their own team, but I'm seeing everyone's squads. It's not doom and gloom. It's week 3. 2 weeks have happened. Goodbye low. I can tell by the temperature in the room that everyone's selling him off because they're 0-2 and it's time to buy. Zach Charbonnet foot did not practice Wednesday. We'll monitor that tomorrow. That will definitely make Walker an even more secure start if, let's say, he's hampered. That could explain some of last week, but also, I mean, Walker was effective. So we got to trust in Walker now. Just don't be surprised if it shifts back and forth. And keep in mind, Sharp still got more carries. So he wasn't as effective. Jordan Mason expressed confidence in, Vikings coach Kevin O'Connell expressed confidence in Jordan Mason as a potential bell cow. We hope that they give him the damn ball. We hope that this isn't week 2 JCM where we're expecting the world and we don't get it. I don't think we're getting the JCM outcome from week 2. I think we're getting Jordan Mason 15 plus carries. Probably going to be pretty damn good in this one. Pretty excited about that. And let me see if I can find this other piece of news that corresponds with that. So Jordan Mason needs to be in all lineups this week, especially at least a flex position play. Let me see if I can find that piece of news right here. I don't know if I have it, but could be getting back his offensive lineman this week as well. We'll have to monitor that situation. Cam Scattaboo, ankle practice in full for week 3 and is set to play and probably get a bulk of the carries. We don't know. This again could be Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt week 2 expectation and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt week 2 outcome. I'm not saying will be. I'm saying we got to prepare for it. We got to be careful. But I believe we're going to see him get 10, 12 plus carries in this game. And Scattaboo's going to do the most he can with it. And I think there's a strong shot we get like 50, 60 yards and a touch. But this is not a lock of any kind. This is a gamble play. This is one of your 2 flex spots, not your running back 1 or running back 2, or really even your flex if you do a 2, 2, and 1 flex. This is kind of like your 2, 2, and 2 flex type of lineup, and you're putting Cam Scattaboo in there. Now, if you wanted to put him in there in your flex and you didn't have a better option, and of course I like it, but Cam Scattaboo does come with some risk, but there's a lot of upside, and he might take over the backfield. He might not. It's hard to say. That's the way that the season is going. The obvious stuff isn't happening, and the things that we don't expect to happen are happening. So 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan said it's possible Brock Purdy toe could serve as the number 2 quarterback in week 3. This is definitely good news for him to return the following week. But we've seen this happen before, and then the trending doesn't go the way that it looks like it's trending. But for right now, that could be good news for week number 4. Tyler Warren, toe did not practice on Wednesday. We'll monitor this. I'm not concerned about this right now. Tyler Warren has been my dark horse number 3 finishing tight end in 2025. So he's been a freaking home run smash. Tyler Warren to the moon. Congrats to all you that drafted him. Emeka Egbuka also been balling the hell out. Hip and groin. Did not practice Wednesday. I do believe this is a maintenance thing. We'll monitor this tomorrow. Most everything today is going to be maintenance. So just everybody take the news with a grain of salt. The fact that he played, they wrapped his hip groin area during the game, and it clearly hampered him from getting to that second touchdown snag. Imagine him with 2 touchdowns in back-to-back games to start the season off. We were ready for it. It was queued up, and he couldn't get there. So clearly there's something to monitor here because it held him back in that play. But he did play on it. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see. Hopefully this doesn't get progressively worse because they keep playing him. But we also don't want to see him sit, so it's a catch-22. Hopefully it just gets better with the limited rest during the middle of the week here. So stand by for that. Not overly worried yet, but we'll monitor the hell out of that. Baker Mayfield, foot, toe, practicing in full. He looked like he got hurt on a scramble. You guys saw the play. And John left and right after that, just a dog. Baker is just an absolute dog. Love this kid. Popped right back up after it looked like he was injured. It really did. He looked like, oh my God, he's rolling around, and then he popped right back up. But it looks like it was a foot toe. He'll be fine as of right now. Josh Jacobs, again, limited, but it's Wednesday's practice. They're just kind of monitoring this thing. It's a maintenance day for the most part for a lot of people, but like even Christian McCaffrey not practicing today. But again, take it with a grain of salt right now. Tomorrow will be the bigger, more telling day. Patrick Mahomes is practicing in full for week 3 against the Giants. No concern, or there was no concern anyway on that front. That's pretty much everything right now in the news. Let me pull up X and see if there's anything trending at this current moment in time. As I've been reading stuff off, sometimes things break and I don't have a chance to get it. I don't really see anything specific dropping in the Twitter world. Marvin Harrison Jr. was asked about his targets and he said, "That's a silly conversation. We're 2-0. That's the most important thing." And also on that note, while we're talking about being 2-0, pretty remarkable when you think about the Cardinals and that West division. 2 wins. I mean, it's kind of crazy that there are 3 teams with a 2-0 record. I don't think there's another, right? There's not another division in the NFL that has 2 2-0 teams, I don't think. So the Cardinals have 3 2-0 squads right now. 3 2-0 squads, which is pretty remarkable. The West is definitely killing it, but you don't love to hear, you want to hear Marvin Harrison Jr. say something along the lines of, I want the ball, but he is right to speak to it that way if they're 2-0. This is that footage of Genty talking about how he says, "I don't think you draft a guy like me not to give me carries and touches." Genty wants to prove he can take the workload and prove why he was number 6 overall player. He does say he needs to play better, but he did hit the podium and talk about that. So fully confident in my buy low shares and buy low advice on Ashton Jeanty. Let me pull all of the $20 haulers onto screen and then attack those first. Thank you, Orion, for the $20 hauler. Thank you, Walker, for the $20 hauler. Appreciate both of you kind sirs dropping that. Thank you for the $19.99 hauler, Steven. Thank you for the $20 hauler, Anthony. And thank you for the $20 hauler, Reed, I think it is. Thank you. Appreciate you. I'm going to put these on screen and read them in order in which they were received. And thank you very much for that $49.99 Super Chat Styles. Appreciate you again, my guy. Appreciate you very, very much. Reed, appreciate you. Hey, Smitty, please rate this team. See trades. How do you become better? Knicks, Achan, Kyron, CD, MHJ, JCM, Ollie, Hendy, Travis Hunter. Appreciate the guidance. This is a good squad, bro. I don't think you're going to want to move too much. Unless I'm moving, let's say, MHJ and JCM for BTJ. Take a gamble there. Or going after a wide receiver at that caliber. I don't think I'm moving much. Of course, I would try to move Sutton and keep MHJ if you can. Or trade MHJ for BTJ straight up. And then trade Sutton and JCM for... I wonder if you could get Genty right now using MHJ and JCM for Genty. Try that. And then you're trying to get BTJ using Sutton and Pearsall or something like that. Or even Fannin, Sutton, Pearsall. If you could get Genty and BTJ through 2 maneuvers like that, I like it. I like buying low on either one. Definitely love buying low on Genty. I like buying low on Chase Brown using JCM and MHJ. And then you just pull Travis Hunter or Sutton into your lineup. That's probably what I'd do. And I'd say you make that move, you're like an 8.5. You're like 7.9, just need some players to bounce back and some things to happen. My Garrett Wilson and Connor and JCM for his Bijan Robinson, Hampton. My Garrett Wilson. Yeah, you take Bijan and you run, bro. My team is Josh Allen. Is a super flex. Is that what you're saying here? Super flex. Josh Allen, Achan, Connor, London, Garrett Wilson, Debo. I like the team a lot. Hendy, Rice. I don't know if you're saying if it's super flex or not. Who's your super flex quarterback? I'm the guy that took London over Neighbors. Bro, just keep the faith in London. And just make sure you're exploring Connor and Bill. And look, Rice comes back, you're on fire. And take that trade. Connor, JCM, and Garrett Wilson for Bijan Robinson. Bro, if you could get Bijan Robinson alone for that, that's worth it. You get Hampton as well. You're raking him over the coals. Then you're trying to trade Rice and Hampton for something, or Rice for BTJ straight up because you don't have to wait. Bill for BTJ straight up. Get a wide receiver in there, bro. You make the Bijan trade, you're an 8.5 out of 10. Steven, lost Burrow and need a QB. Want Herbert and maybe add Egbuka. My running backs are Gibbs, Kyron, Genty. Bill's a good trade piece for a quarterback. JSN, Debo, Cup, Hunter, Pearsall. Trade ideas, Pearsall and Bill for one player. Pearsall and Bill for it's not going to get you a Genty, but Debo and Bill might get you Genty. Debo and Bill might be better than Genty right now, but I'd probably take the gamble, honestly. Oh, you got Genty. I'm sorry. You got Genty. Gibbs, Kyron, Genty, Bill and Pearsall for JSN. Bill and Pearsall for what wide receivers could you go get, my boy? Let's see. Let's see if I go on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com. Take a look at these rankings and see if I can cook up a wide receiver or two that you could go attack in a trade. Looking at my own rankings for go forward, I would say London makes some sense for you. Garrett Wilson makes some sense for you. I don't know that you can go much deeper than that. Nico Collins makes some sense. Nico's underplaying right now, so Nico might be attainable. Bill and Debo for Nico. Bill and Debo for, people trade JJ for less, bro. Bill and Debo for JJ. Someone might do it. If people need running backs bad enough, throw in Pearsall. I definitely go get a big dog. Quarterback, as far as quarterback, I can't help you get quarterbacks unless you tell me, hey, a team that has Bo Nix and Dak, then you're giving them Bill, unfortunately. Or you're giving them Travis Hunter, or you're giving them Pearsall and Bill for an elite quarterback. Or even someone slightly below elite. You got to make a move at quarter. You got to have a quarterback. The worst is seeing people that have JD5 and Fields right now. It's like they are Burrow and Fields, or Burrow and just crazy. Superflex seeing people have Burrow and JD5 right now. Smitty got offered Nico and Bucky for my JJ Kyron. I'd take Nico and Bucky. Nico and Bucky for me. It'd be different if McCarthy were in there, and even if McCarthy were in there, maybe it's not even better. We'll have to see what JJ does this week, but I definitely like the Nico Bucky side. 14-man PPR, A-Rod, Browning, Burrow, Gibbs. Keep in mind that Nico can get hurt, though. Like, Nico's not some player that, you're worried about JJ, but you also got to worry about Nico getting injured. But I do like Nico and Bucky more right now. I like Bucky a ton. 14-man PPR, A-Rod, Browning, Burrow, Gibbs, Bucky, Hendy. Love the running backs. I still love the running backs, bro. Love them. And Browning's okay. You might be all right with Browning. Egbuka, Samson, Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's playing way above his pay grade, bro. So Egbuka and Keenan Allen are actually pretty nice, and Rice comes back. I think you could weather through this in a 14-man league. Was offered Rome or Wilson for my Worthy. Should I accept that? I would take Garrett Wilson in a heartbeat. Now, Rome and Worthy are pretty close, and I might rather have Rome for safety, Worthy for high upside, but I'm certainly taking Garrett Wilson. Smash that trade. Past that, you get that and you're fine, bro. And I'm waiting on Rice. Unless you trade Rice for BTJ, and you don't wait. If you can't wait, if you think you won't be at least 3-3 coming out of the suspension, trade Rice for BTJ right now. Rice for Evans makes some sense too. Evans and BTJ are going to be a player you hear me speak a lot of on this show. Dynasty Superflex, start 11, give Rice and get Javonte and AJB. No way I'm making that trade in a Dynasty. Absolutely not. Rice to the moon, bro. Myers and Harvey for BTJ. I would take BTJ, honestly. I would. That's fantastic. Trade Kyron for Breece Hall. I would take the safer Breece Hall avenue right now. Not that I don't love Kyron, but I'm taking that side of the trade just because they're both pretty good. Give Herbert, Jalen Warren, and Flowers for Chase and Pitts. Of course. Of course I would do that. Assuming this isn't Superflex, which you didn't say. But definitely making that trade, bro. Trade Debo and Tet for AJB and Wandell. No, thank you. No way. Not at all. AJB, you don't even know what he is moving forward. Give Adams and Kelsey for BTJ and Henderson. I would take BTJ and Henderson. I'd take the gamble on that. It's not even really a gamble at that point, in my opinion. Thank you for the super chat here. Trade Tucker Kraft for Roma Dunze. I'm fine with that. I think Kraft could maybe get you more, though. Try BTJ, try Evans first, in my opinion. But honestly, I think Kraft just has a little more value than Rome. But Rome's a good player, bro. It's a fine trade at the end of the day. I just think you could try and get more. Got two options here. I have Bowers, by the way. My Pollard and Evans and Fannin for their BTJ, Kyron, or BTJ Javonte. I'd take BTJ and Kyron for upside, BTJ and Javonte for safety. I like Javonte a lot, but I think I take the gamble on Kyron. And I certainly do that trade. Either one of them. Which should I take? I'd take the Kyron side. But either one I would do. It's a very, very solid trade. Hey, Smitty, would you trade London for Nico? I have BTJ. I would definitely take Nico right now just because of the shoulder injury. But I do firmly believe in London. I don't want anybody to think I don't like London. Marv Etienne for AJB and Brees. I'd rather have... Jeez, man. Chat, vote on this one. Marvin Etienne or AJB and Brees. Look, AJB's banged up right now. You can tell. I mean, maybe he'll be fine for week 3 on, though. But from what we've seen, weeks 1 and 2, I mean, first of all, Hurts threw for 101 yards. And he barely got there because Devontae Smith grabbed this very, very lofty air yard pass that was all Devontae Smith. Otherwise, you'd be looking at, 70 yards or something for Hurts. I mean, how's AJB supposed to perform? And he's been struggling with a hamstring injury, and he's got a lot of knee issues and diva mentality, and he's older. So it's like, I know Marv isn't some amazing play right now, but at least Marv has upside. Marv did catch a touchdown in week 1. Marv did have a decent week 1. He had a bad week 2, and everybody's acting like he's had a bad season. His season just began, and Marv scored in week 1. I'd probably say Etienne and Marv is safer. I don't know what the chat's going to vote on that. Chat, vote on this one, please. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't trust Hurts right now at all. I guess the high risk, high reward play would be Brees and AJB. If you believe AJB can recapture his value, go AJB. But I can't tell you why I believe that. I don't know that I would rule it out, the idea that AJB could return to form, but at least for a couple games, and you could sell him pretty easily. But I guess take the gamble on AJB if you believe in him at all. Hayes traded JSN for BTJ. No. Oh, and Jamo Williams. I wouldn't have done that, bro. JSN's playing top 5 to 7. Remember when we first had JSN? I should have never taken it off the board, but JSN is a top 4 wide receiver was the bold prediction I first put up before I replaced it with Neighbors running back 1. I had Neighbors running back 1. Before that, I had JSN. I replaced it, but JSN top 4. Like, JSN has been unreal. You can't trade JSN right now. I would not have done that. I'm sorry, Dino. Jacobs, Dobbins. Bowers and Dobbins for Jacobs and Mike Evans. Bowers and Dobbins for Jacobs and Mike Evans. Jacobs and Mike Evans by a lot. I'm sorry to say. I gave up 26 first rounder and 27 first rounder in Dynasty. Is that good? I gave up a 26 first rounder and a 27 first rounder for what? As of right now, you gave up a 26 first rounder and 27 first rounder in Dynasty. Is that good? No, apparently without getting anything in return. Very bad move. Trade Javonte and Nico for Egbuka, Chase Brown, and Brown. Chase and Brown. I believe this is Chase Brown, not AJ Brown. I mean, you got to be clear, Michael. I don't know if this is AJ Brown, Chase Brown, Egbuka, Jamar Chase. Okay, trade Javonte and Nico for Egbuka, Jamar Chase, and Chase Brown. Bro, Egbuka, Jamar Chase, and I don't care which Brown it is, but if it's Chase Brown, it's a freaking lambasting. If it's AJ Brown, it's still a great trade. Make sure you guys clarify which players these are. I mean, there's players that share the same name. Drop Ingram for Ollie. I don't think either one's helping you right now, but I do believe there's still a world where Ollie's a great player. It's just Miami's a mess. It's trash. I have Kelsey and Fannin. Sure. I mean, I don't mind that. There's better players to pick up, though. Make sure you're looking at the waiver board. It's right here. Take a screenshot of that so you know the order. Obviously, those running backs above them are better. Appreciate you for the super chat. I gave up a 26 first rounder and 21st first rounder for BTJ. Look, that's a lot. I think it could work out either way. It depends on where the picks are. There's so much involved in that. If they're both late picks, then of course I like it. Trade Javonte, Sutton, and Sharps for Genty and Rome. Genty and Rome, my boy. Achane plus MHJ for Cook and Mason. Achane and MHJ. It's pretty close. I'd probably lean toward Achane and MHJ just because I love Achane so much. But that could work out either way. It could be a wash of a trade where both of you just end up getting the same value back. Trade Gibbs for Lamb. Genty. I don't hate this if you need to make that move. They're both fantastic, but in a vacuum, I'd rather have Gibbs, but I understand your move, and you're not getting taken to the cleaners or anything. Start Sharps or Hendy. Right now, Sharps is banged up, so right now it's Hendy until we know Sharps is going to play, and then even then we're news dependent. Hendy for JMO. JMO's safer, but I do think there's a world where Hendy balls the hell out. I have BTJ Jettison. I'd probably rather have Hendy in your situation. Joe with a super chat getting immediate attention. Chris with a $20 super chat getting immediate attention. Appreciate both of you kind sirs dropping the wattage. We got Jacob dropping a $20 hauler as well. Jacob, I will help you as well ASAP. You guys are fantastic. Appreciate you. McDowell with a $20 super chat wants immediate attention. Same thing with the cable guy. Cable guy, I got you right here on screen. Thank you very much. And DMO dropping the 20 watt on screen. DMO, I got you right here, pal. Appreciate you so much for dropping the super chat. I've got two more here from you kind sir. T-Bone, thank you so much, T-Bone, for the $20 hauler. And then Micah with a $20 hauler. Appreciate you very much. Micah to the freaking moon. Micah, thank you. Let's go through these super chats, then hit the rest. Let's see here. Cable guy says, hey, Smitty, 10-man league. This one right here. I have Herbert, Hadborough. Okay, good one. Lamb, Nico, Egbuka, Moore, Hunter, Hall, Javonte, Pacheco, JCM, Brian Robinson, Bowers, Ingram. Any upgrades for the roster if you can think of? Great wide receivers, bro. Great. Whenever I see a team like this, I want very badly to go after that Hendy, that Genty, Chase Brown. And there's not much you can do unless DJ Moore, Hunter, or you got Bowers. Damn. I don't know that I guess I'm considering trading Bowers. But your team's so good at the wide receiver position, bro. You're still super solid at quarterback. And quite honestly, Javonte's playing great football with Hall. I don't know. I think the only thing I'm doing, bro, to be completely honest, with Javonte and Hall playing well, I'm trading JCM with Javonte or JCM with Hall to upgrade, and that's it. If I could go take JCM and Javonte and turn that into Chase Brown, I would. I think Chase Brown, he's going to go through Chase Brown. I think Javonte's pretty damn good, though. I don't think you should lose sleep over it if you can't get rid of Javonte on the high. Would I take Genty over Javonte straight up? Yeah, I would. I like Javonte a lot, but I would definitely do that. Would I give up JCM? Maybe. I don't think there's anything wrong with expecting Genty to have a top 10 running back season. I don't think there's anything wrong with expecting Javonte to, but I'm still upgrading in that regard. Past that, I'm probably waiting, bro, because your team is built very, very solidly. I don't know that you need to do anything. Smitty looking to get a first win, 0-2, currently 12-team.5. May, Bucky, Achane, CD, London. Bro, your team is unreal. You've been struck with bad luck. This is a squad. A straight-up baller squad. Tet and Warren. Everything about this I love. You're going to keep Hampton on the bench right now. Trade Hampton for BTJ. 100% what I was just about to say. You know me too well. And then, if not, Mike Evans. I really think Mike Evans is a great trade as well. Hampton for Mike Evans, I still do that. This is a fantastic trade. This gives you that extra piece at wide receiver, but you might not even need to use it because you could put Tet right in there. Or you could upgrade Tet later if that trade doesn't go through. Tet and Hampton for one bigger wide receiver. But bro, this is a squad. You've been hit with bad luck. I think everybody in here is going to tell you your team is fantastic. So I think moving this team is crazy. Like even this guy just said, Oscar just said, that's a nice 12-man team. Bro, your team should not be 0-2. You got struck with some bad luck. Let it ride. I think Ted is a fantastic wide receiver 3 for you. Don't mess with it, except for I love the BTJ trade. Smitty approved that. What's up, Smitty? Wanted to know what kind of moves I should make. 12-man, JD5, Hendy, Harvey, BTJ, Hunter, Fannin, McBride. You've been hit hard with just a bad combination of guys not playing well. Even from McBride down to JD5 getting hurt. Like this is just the worst combination you got struck with. Not much you can move, to be honest, bro. I wish I could give you advice other than to trade the big name McBride right now for, and I'm assuming you have a tight end option that you could throw in Pitts. Good. Pitts isn't bad. So you're going to trade McBride. You're going to try and get some sort of, I don't know, Chase Brown, Achan, Genty. I know going after another rookie running back doesn't feel like the right move right here, but if you get, let's say, Genty and you got BTJ, Genty and, damn man, I can't even think about what player could be added in. That you'd have to tell me like what this guy had, but I would say McBride for Chase Brown or for Achan or for Genty or for other running backs that apply could be Kyron and a player. I don't know that I'd do it for Kyron straight up, right? Because McBride might have more value right now because people are freaking out over Kyron. Chase Brown and a player. JT straight up. Achan straight up. Genty, maybe even and a player. Bucky straight up. Bucky sharing work with Rashad last night might really freak some people out, or 2 nights ago. So other than that, bro, you're standing down. That team's fantastic. Team T-Bone, appreciate it. It just needs time to marinate. I know that sucks to hear. There's nothing else you can trade, though. Trade McBride. I should say McBride, and then the team's fantastic, potentially. I shouldn't say it's fantastic yet. It can be. It can be. Get McBride swapped out for an Achan, and then I think you got a squad. I don't know that I even trust McBride right now in the season, to be honest. I don't know if I trust the Cardinals. Smitty, 12-man, PPR, 2 flex, redraft, Josh Allen, Bijan Robinson, Kyron, Pitts, Buka, Debo, Hunter, Fannin, benches Rice. Rice is fantastic. Just keep him. Wait on him. 1-1 loss because of Josh Allen scored me 11 points. Yeah, that didn't help. But keep the faith in Josh Allen, bro. Bijan and Josh Allen can win you a week together any single week. I don't think I'm moving much on this team. I think I'm waiting on Rice. I don't think there's anything to do here. I'd be just sending you down the wrong path if I told you to move any of these guys. You got to trust Hunter to a degree, or at least bench him and trust him and wait. You could throw Hopkins in there, I guess, because he's scoring touchdowns, but I still think Hunter is worth starting, in my opinion, in this situation. Rice will eventually take his spot. Buka and Debo are unbelievable. Kyron's going to be fine. Make sure you back him up if you don't have Quorum, and Quorum's out there. But Bijan Robinson and Josh Allen, bro, don't divide this team up. You are fine. You're 1-1. Everything will be okay. Rice will be your savior. If you're 3-3 coming out of the 6-game suspension, you're going to go on an absolute tear. Rice will be a top 5 to 7 wide receiver going forward. 10-team PPR 0-2. Would you trade Puka and Javonte for Achan and London and Pickens? Chat, would you rather have Puka and Javonte or Achan, London, Pickens? A lot of my guys have bye week soon. QB, May, Fields, Jacobs, Javonte, Harvey, Tootin, Puka, BTJ. Chat, vote on this one. Puka side with Javonte, or would you rather have London, Achan, and Pickens? We got a Puka, Achan, London, Pickens, Achan side, Achan, London, Pickens. I think it's good either way. I think I would rather bank on the H-hand London Pickens side. I truly believe London's going to be a baller. I love Pickens. Pickens gives you that safety that you're dividing the 3 players, like you said, bye weeks coming up. I think I take the trio as long as you're inserting. So you got London, BTJ, Pickens. Now, if you're putting Evans or Pickens on the bench, then I'm going to say no, or you need to make another trade. So Puka, just make sure you're starting all those guys. If you're starting all of them, then it makes sense to go get Pickens, because then it's like it's a player you're lacking right now, and you're getting Pickens in the lineup. That's fantastic. Trade BTJ. Thank you, Jacob, for Egbuka and Bill. Probably. I like BTJ. I'd rather not trade BTJ, but for Egbuka and Bill, Egbuka's fantastic right now, bro. He is banged up, though. You almost got to be a little careful on that, but he is, because what if he doesn't play? Then you're going to be so pissed at yourself. But I think you got to chat. We're right. I'm right on that one, right? Egbuka and Bill. Take Egbuka and Bill for BTJ. Also have Genty, Henry. You got a good team. I think I'd probably take Bill and Egbuka, as long as you're okay taking the risk. Someone's saying wait a day. I mean, you could. You could have them offer it to you. Make sure it's offered to you and just wait on the news on Egbuka. Yeah, you could. I don't mind you hitting the button, but I'm kind of with the chat. I'd rather you wait if you can. Like, have the trade offer sent. Just tell them to send it, and then you can wait on it. I have a couple people saying keep the BTJ side. I don't know. BTJ might be more of a risk right now, says Ian. I'm fine with you taking the trade, but I would like him to send it and you wait for a little Buka clarification. DMO, appreciate you. Full PPR, 1 flex, 12 teams so far. I'm 0-2. Had Burrow picked up. Danny Dimes. Team is Dimes, Achan, Mason, Nico, BTJ, Jalen Warren, Hollywood Brown, Fannin, Hampton, Tet, Parasol. What moves to make? I'm trying to trade Hampton. I like trading for Hampton, but I'm also trying to trade him away in some contexts, like Hampton and Tet for, a Genty. Hampton and Tet for a Chase Brown. Hampton and Tet for a wide receiver that ranks high enough to warrant that example, or running back. If I'm saying running back, Chase Brown. Kyron's even intriguing, but some people don't trust Kyron right now, and I understand. Nico's very buy low friendly. London's very buy low friendly right now. You got Nico already, so London, I suppose, but Hampton and Tet can get you a lot right now, especially if you throw in like Jalen Warren or something, or Fannin. So DMO trying to get London, trying to get Egbuka, trying to get Chase Brown, trying to get Kyron, trying to get Genty. Do you have Genty? No. DMO, appreciate you. Chris, $20 hauler. Hey, Smitty, 12 team, 2 flex, PPR. Wide receivers are Lamb, Debo, Buka, Worthy, Hunter, Bucky, Hampton. Would you do either of these? JCM and Rice for Worthy and Egbuka? I would take... Man, that's tough, because when Rice comes back, I think he's the best player in the deal potentially. Like, that's how much I love Rice. Now, I love Buka, but I think Rice will be a top 5 wide receiver. Just think about it logically. Mahomes is running for his life right now. The first time he gets Rice back, Rice takes over all of the rushing, because he's just going to do these quick slants and short passes to Rice and let Rice do all the work from here on out. So if you can weather through it, I think Rice will be worth more, but at the same time, Worthy and Rice are pretty damn good right now. I'm sorry, Worthy and Buka are pretty damn good right now. Or Kyron and Rice and JCM for Worthy, Buka, Hampton. No. I'm not doing that. I suppose Worthy and Egbuka. Chat, can you vote on this? Worthy, Egbuka, or JCM and Rice? Please vote on that. My answer is going to be, if you can weather through it, I want the Rice side. If you can't, then you need Egbuka and you need to go get him. And Worthy's still going to be pretty good, I think. But there's concern about Worthy's like first game back. Like, does it take him a game or two to get, fed properly? It's hard to say. Really hard to say. Chat, vote on that. We got Egbuka, we got Bill and Rice, we got JCM and Rice, unless you're 0-2. Egbuka side, says Eric with expletives. Rice side. Well, Eric, clearly you're not, clearly you're I don't want to say you're in the minority, but you're definitely, there's a little lean toward the Rice side, my boy. Look at the chat. But I do think that if you're 0-2, you can't not take the Egbuka side. Knicks, Bucky, Genty, Hendy, Benson, Scat. Trade Knicks, Genty, Benson for Allen, Harvey, Ollie. I'd rather have your running backs would be. Your running backs are not good though, bro. I mean, until Hendy gets on his horse. Scat, I mean, you might survive barely. Like, it could line up perfectly for you, but oh, you got Bucky. I'm sorry. Give me Josh Allen. I don't know. This is tough. Chat, vote on this one. Would you rather just have Josh Allen, Harvey, and Ollie and get that Josh Allen production, or would you rather have Genty, Knicks, Benson? It's tough, bro. Josh Allen scores so many points, though, bro. He'll carry you. And I think Harvey eventually will come around, but Allen, it looks like Allen. There's a few Genty side votes, but I'm gonna say Allen. Allen can carry you, bro, week in and week out. Tough to say though. It's close. It's close. Don't like fret. I mean, either side, you might score the same amount of points. I have Herbert, Neighbors, JSN, Addison. I wanted more running back depth and traded Shakir for Scottaboo. Love that. 16-man league. Good Lord, he should have led with that. Herbert, Neighbors, JSN. Knowing that, this is a fantastic team. And honestly, in 16-team leagues, it's really hard to trade. The only thing you're going to be able to do, because no one wants to give up any depth at all, is Sutton or Addison and Sutton with Swift to just get that doubted running back someone's trying to get rid of. They can't afford to wait on. Bro, no one's waiting on Hendy right now. So if I'm giving up Swift and like Addison for him because someone's getting Swift, I take advantage of that. Fantastic team and good trade. Go after Swift. Go after even Hampton's worth getting right now. I think in that league. 10-man PPR. JD5 Fields, Genty, Hendy, JCM, Harvey, Buka, Garrett Wilson, London. Love the receivers. Hunter, Worthy. Wow. Trade Genty and Spears for Hampton and Judkins? No. Bro, Genty, don't trade Genty. You're selling Genty 2 weeks in, and week one, he did fine, man. He only had one bad week so far. Egbuka, Tet, Keenan Allen. It's on the table. So the trade is Jamar Chase and RJ Harvey for Jameson Williams, Warren, and Coleman. No, we're not trading Jamar Chase for that. Or is that Javonte Williams? You got to be careful. Jameson Williams, Javonte Williams. You guys got to be more clear on it. These are two different players, and they have the same exact. I would say it's Javonte Williams, I think is what you're doing. Either way, Javonte, no, we're not doing this trade. Jamar Chase is worth so much more than that. What in the hell are we doing? Absolutely not. Just traded James Conner, DJ Moore, and Jordan Mason for BTJ. And DeAndre Swift. I think that's fine. I'd try and flip Swift, but I'm fine taking the gamble. And I like Mason a lot, though. But I'm fine taking this gamble, but I do flip DeAndre Swift. I do like Mason. I think you could regret this week. I'm just letting you know. Mason's going to probably ball out, and we like Mason a lot. We'll be celebrating his glory on this channel. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, if that guy's getting Chase, you take Chase. But if you're trading him, you get what I'm saying. You Chase by a country mile, bro, on that last trade. Chase by a country mile. If you're trading away Chase, if you're getting him, you take him. But if you're trading him away, what in the hell are you doing? Yeah, I don't know what side that was on. Let me see if I can. I don't know. It's already gone. But yeah, the Chase side by a country mile, bro. I mean, come on. Smitty, The Genty owner needs a tight end as he has Kincaid and also has JJ. This is only... Genty owner needs a tight end as he has Kincaid and is only JJ wide receiver. Should I offer him Laporta or Fannin with JCM and Garrett Wilson, my running backs? So you're trying to get JJ. You're trying to get JJ for Fannin or Laporta with JCM Garrett Wilson. That's a lot. I would trade JCM. I'd keep Garrett Wilson. JCM and either tight end for JJ, absolutely. Would I give up all three? If he gave us something else, maybe. Maybe. Running backs would be Genty and ETN and Hendy and RJ Harvey. Yeah, I'm fine with that, bro. I'm fine with that. That's light work, bro. You see Benson taking over Connor. Taking over Connor? No. But if Connor gets injured, he could ball out and be a top 12 running back. Adams and Ridley for Egbuka. I'd rather Egbuka. But Adams is good right now, too. Opinion on London and Bowers playing this week. We just don't know yet, as I reported at the beginning of the show. Bowers is just sitting right now. London should be fine, but Bowers is sitting right now just resting. But it's Wednesday. So let's take it easy and see what happens on Thursday. Am I crazy for wanting to trade Pickens for Javonte? No, that's a pretty even trade. I'd probably say Javante's more sought after. Collins, Kittle, Pacheco, or Keenan Allen, Kraft, Dobbins rest of season. Honestly, Nico Collins, there's no way I'm not taking the Nico Collins side. And Kittle will return. So that's easy. That's light work. How are you feeling about Bigsby and Dynasty? Not any sort of way at all right now. Don't really know what. To assume that he's got some place in their hearts long term is a lot to think about. So many degrees of separation away from even playing. Ant, appreciate you. Redraft PPR. K9 and DJ Moore for Chase Brown. I would take Chase Brown and run. The AJB panic is excessive, bro. He'll bounce back. Okay, I'm not saying, Steve, he can't. I'm just saying that there's a lot to be concerned about, and he's definitely been banged up. So if he heals up, sure. PPR, Evans, or MA. I can tell you own him in 7 leagues. PPR, Evans, or MHJ. I'd rather have Evans by a country mile right now. One more, Myers and Bill for BTJ. I would take BTJ. That is a gamble worth taking right now. BTJ is worth more than that, my guy. Josh with the $20 hauler. DMO with the $20 hauler. Appreciate both of you guys dropping the wattage on screen. You guys are amazing. Fantastic. And then we've got Austin with the $20 hauler as well. Austin, appreciate you so much, my boy, for dropping that $20 super chat. Let me handle these real quickly. DMO, thank you so much. This is one on the different league. 12-man, 2 flex, full PPR. Team is Bo, Barkley, Kamara, Puka, Egbuka, Fannin, J-Mo, Pickens, Mason, Ollie. Got offered London and Sharps for Kamara and J-Mo. I would take London and Sharps because, look, J-Mo and Kamara are pretty good. And there's a world where that outscores the other for like a week or two, just so you know. But London's got to get on his horse. I'm pretty sure it could happen this week. It can't guarantee it will. That's why there's a little bit of like, could this be bad for you for a week? It could. I mean, J-Mo could outscore London this week. You know, Sharps could not play at all because he's banged up. And maybe he's just doesn't do anything for 8 weeks. Maybe he never does anything the rest of the year and Walker stays healthy all year. But remember that Sharps still has the same value he had pre-week 1. Just because he rose up and then rose back down doesn't mean he doesn't hold the win-a-league top 5 running back value that Sharps had pre-week 1. Because nothing's changed from that point to now. Kamara is a volume king until he breaks. And does he break by double-digit weeks? Maybe, maybe not. So I'd probably say London Sharps for me, but it's a pretty close call, to be honest. And as far as the rest of this team goes, I like it a lot. The fact that you have Mason that can step up right now next to Barkley is pretty good. So it makes your London positioning pretty well. And I think overall, I like it for your team, the structure of your team. 16-team league. Woo! Austin. It's going to be tough to make a trade. Let me know if I just steady the ship or look to trade. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you for the $20 hauler. Browning, that's rough. May and Browning. Is this super flex? No, it's 1 QB. Okay, so May's pretty solid. Mason and JCM and Hendy. So you're waiting on Hendy. You really need Hendy to pop off, and this team can really get on its horse, bro. Neighbors, Nico, McMillan, your receivers are off the hook. I'm maybe trading in this is a 2 wide receiver and 2 flex and 16 team. You're sitting pretty good with those wide receivers, my boy. Especially when Addison comes back. Jawan's looking good. You're 2-2. I like this squad a lot. Am I interested in trading Addison and JCM or Addison and Mason for like a Chase Brown and then risking it a little bit? Yeah, I probably would. Or Achan, Chase Brown, or Genty, Mason and Addison, or JCM and Addison for Genty. So Genty or Chase Brown. Past that, bro, just kind of wait. That's a great Harvey for free, Hampton for free, and deals. Maybe Addison for one of those guys. Just, I don't know. Addison for Hampton might be intriguing. What's up, Smitty? 10-man and BTJ I'm looking to get for Addison and something. I don't know. It'd be kind of a gamble, but I don't know. I like those gambles in those situations, but your team looks phenomenal. You know, if you can't really trade one of the running backs right now unless you're getting a running back, though. What's up, Smitty? 10-man standard league. My team is Jalen Hurts, CMC, Kyron, RJ Harvey, Hendy, Buka. Would you drop Ridley for Coleman? Nope. Or Keenan Allen? Yes, I'd take Keenan Allen over Ridley. Not that I want to drop Ridley, but you're asking me in a vacuum. And who are on waivers? Any trades? Trades, I would say your team looks pretty solid right now. I'm probably hanging tight and letting Ridley or Hunter gain some value. Kelsey gain some value back. Because honestly, I would trade Kelsey with Ridley or Kelsey with Hunter or Kelsey with McLaurin to get, if you could maybe trade McLaurin for BTJ. That might be not a bad move, and someone that has BTJ might be thinking, let's sidestep. They very much are okay sidestepping these days in these trades, bro. People are fickle with it. So go after BTJ if you can. Right now, I don't think you need to make any moves. I think later on, you'll want to explore some Christian McCaffrey moves if you feel like they're breaking him and running him into the ground. But it doesn't hurt to wait a little bit and still capitalize on it as they do so. Thank you, my boy. Gatman, thank you for the super chat. I got offered Genty, Hampton, and Higgins for Achan. Genty, Hampton, Higgins. I think you got to take that. That's a lot. 8-man league. Then again, I don't know. 8-man league, I don't know. B. Hall, Kenneth Walker, JCM. They might just be trying to throw a bunch of stuff at you. Bijan, Achan. No. I don't think I do that. In an 8-man league, everyone's got surplus in talent. I'm going to say no. If it was a 12-man, it'd be different, but that's why it looks attractive at first. But you look at it, and it's like you don't need it, bro. You just don't need it. You just don't need it. Smitty, weeks 1 through 4 always favor poor drafters. The whole season tells us who really drafted well. Thank you, Famous. Appreciate you dropping that. $10 hauler got offered James Conner for Debo. I'd take Debo. My wide receiver room is London Debo worthy Pickens, so no, don't do that. Kyron Gibbs Pollard. I'd trade Pollard and like Debo for a Nico, or Pollard and Debo for a BTJ, or maybe just Pollard. Do I take Connor and try and get him? No, don't trade Connor, bro. I don't know why you'd even consider Connor for Debo. Debo's been balling the hell out. If you want to go take a gamble somewhere, I think Pollard and Debo for one better, bigger player like Genty or Nico Collins or London. If you got London already. So no, Joe. Don't do it. Don't do it live, Joe. Alex, appreciate you. I got Caleb Goff Penix. He's got Buka. How do I get Buka from him? With MHJ, Jennings, Waddle, JMO, QBs. Smitty to the moon. Appreciate you. How do I get Buka with MHJ? I mean, does he need a quarterback? Is that why you're telling me about your QBs? Because I give him Goff or Penix Jr. with MHJ for Buka. I guess if you could roll with Penix Jr. But look, Goff is not bad right now. I mean, he had a great week 2, obviously, but a bad week 1. Kind of funny how Goff is the best in the world right now when he blew in week 1, but was great in week 2. And it's like, that's how fickle everything is. He's like, oh, he's great in week 2. Okay, well, what about week 1? Doesn't matter. In week 2, he's great. What have you done for me lately? Recency bias. Well, MHJ scored in week 1. Genty scored in week 1. Well, they had a bad week 2, so they're trash. BTJ scored in week 1. Okay, but he was bad in week 2. He's trash. I don't know. This is wild to me. A lot of people like in the comments are like, Smitty, why aren't you replying, huh? Like when people are just trying to say, Smitty, you did this wrong. No, Smitty, because I don't have time to. There's enough comments out there where I can help people. I'm going to respond to somebody's comment that I can help people. I only have so many comments in me because I can't get to everybody. You think I'm going to choose to bicker with somebody about we're 2 weeks in and they want to tell me how I owe the world an apology on something that the story hasn't even been told yet. We're 2 weeks into football. And especially when someone's trying to in the comments, Smitty, are you ready to admit you're wrong on Genty or BTJ when they both scored in week 1? We have 1 week of them not playing bad. I don't have time for you. I have time for the people that really need help and they want to have a conversation. I have time for the real OGs of the channel that are positive and commenting and trying to solve problems. It's like, it's crazy. I mean, it's wild. You owe the world an apology on Genty. 2 weeks in, he scored a touchdown in week 1. His coach says he's going to feed the hell out of him now. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Sure, I can tell this is why Smitty hasn't replied to my comment yet. He's scared. Yeah, real scared. As far as this trade, I get Buka with MHJ, Jennings, Waddle, JMO plus the QBs. Smitty to the moon. I don't understand. How do I get Buka with MHJ and the QBs? I don't know. Buka for MHJ and Waddle. Buka for MHJ and Jennings. Buka for MHJ and any one of the QBs and MHJ. Alex, you're kind of mapping it out for me. And I don't really have much more info to go on from what you provided. So definitely doing all of those things for Egbuka. Should I trade London for McMillan and Pearsall? I would not. I like Ted a lot. We've liked Ted all year. We just like Ted at his ADP, which is right where Buka's ADP should have, or Ted's ADP should have been where Buka's ADP was in the 6th, 7th round. That's a win a league territory for Ted, and Ted's blowing up from that ADP if you did get him there. I like Ted, but I like London more. I still believe in London. I'm going to go ahead and take the gamble on London. Can't believe it's a gamble, but apparently it is right now to people. Got offered Lamb and Mason for my Adunze Achane. I'd rather have Adunze and Achane, to be honest. That's close, though. So close, man. Chat, vote on that one. Adunze Achane or Lamb Mason. Maybe it's dead even. Could be dead even, honestly. That could be, because Lamb is better than Achane, I think. Achane's really damn good, and he's a running back. Adunze's underrated. Mason could be a stud, or he could go, I don't know. It's dead even. Lamb, Mason, Adunze, Achane, it's dead even. I'm even wavering. I'm even wavering right now. It's so close, bro. Trust your gut on this one, because I'm literally, you ask me to just blow the dead even pile to one side. Like, it's just a one gust of wind. Alberto, appreciate you. 12 team, half PPR. Kamara, Pollard for T-Mac Connor. I think the Kamara's got more trade value than this is what I'm going to tell you. But like quietly, I like the T-Mac side better. I just think T-Mac will be steadier, especially if it's PPR or even half PPR. But trade Connor, Sampson, Knicks for Pickens and Genty. I take Pickens and Genty and run. It's crazy what we can pull off right now in a trade. Lamb and Swift for BTJ and Bucky. I take BTJ and Bucky, and I don't know, man. I have a feeling that would end a friendship. Down bad, non-PPR, trade Hampton for Chuba. Of course, bro. Of course you'd take Chuba. Chuba's been balling, bro. He continues to do it. Trade Nico and MHJ for JSN and Flowers. JSN and Flowers, by a hair. By a hair, bro. Tet for my Hall. Give me Hall. KW3 via what the hell does this mean? Yes or no? So yes, take haul. Or no, so no, don't. For my haul, take haul. You could trade it for London, bro. And then Kenneth Walker via trade 920. I don't know what that even means, bro. I don't know what you're saying there, Falcon, with the code. It's like you need a decoder ring to even understand what that last part was. What in the hell does that mean? I'd be trading Devontae Smith and Hampton for Chase Brown. Yeah, Chase Brown? Not an overpay, my boy. Chris from Vegas, non-PPR, drop Diggs for Wandell. Probably, but I would definitely take look at the waiver board. That's my order right there. Keenan Allen or A.M. Manor more for me. I just don't know what people are saying with like C345 to the 6787 code 4 hatchback left. Like, what the hell does that mean? Hampton, Higgins, Sampson, or Brees, Jordan Mason, Judy. Give me the Brees side. Give me the Brees Mason side, baby. Do it live. Drake May as my second QB. That's fine. I don't know if you're trying to attach it to something else, bro, but there's no way I'm going to piecemeal that with another super chat or something. Everything's got to be a standalone question, guys. So there's no way I'm going to know what in the hell you're talking about. Would you trade away Garrett Wilson for Jordan Mason? No. I love Jordan Mason, my boy, but come on. I trade Javonte Williams and Diggs for Genty and Moore. I'd take Genty and Moore and run. Wow. I mean, it's just panic city, man. Not necessarily at all you asking, just the trade environment, redraft stash, Tillman or A.O. Manor. I mean, this should tell you right here. I still got Tillman on there, but look how far down he is. So there you go, bro. Smashing it. Probably still going to say, but could you just tell me which one you like? A.O. Manor, pal. A.O. Manor. Matthew Golden on waiver wire used the second position to get him. I think you're going to see better days for Matthew Golden. I think I definitely would say that's a strong consideration. I don't mind it. Trade Gibbs and Mahomes for Josh Allen, Genty, Pickens. Give me Gibbs and Mahomes by a hair. It's tough, though. I mean, you can make arguments, honestly. I could pull back up 10 minutes from now and probably like waiver. JCM and Devontae Smith and Booty for Garrett Wilson, Zay. Give me Garrett Wilson and Zay. Pretty easy for me, at least. Worthy and Hollywood for Debo. Give me Debo, but that could change. Should I try and trade Buka for BTJ? Rather have Buka, but I want BTJ. I still want to trade for him. I got London plus Hendy for Jacobs, Pearsall. Fair trade. You could argue it is, but I'd rather have London and Hendy. Pacheco lost cuz pick up A.O. Manor, Franklin, or RJ. I'd take RJ Harvey, then A.O. Manor. I'm not leaving RJ Harvey on waivers. What are we doing? How do you even get there? Standard 12-team flex. Keenan, Garrett Wilson, Connor. Garrett Wilson. I mean, if Fields is out, but I guess Keenan is safer. Garrett Wilson's higher risk, higher reward, but I don't know that I can sit Garrett Wilson. Mark Cleveland, trade Debo for Javonte Williams. It's a fair trade. I'd rather have Debo by a hair, but it's a fair trade. If we need an RB, I'm on board. Christian McCaffrey plus Swift for Amon-Ra, Hendy. Not enough. You need to, if you trade Christian McCaffrey, you need to get Amon-Ra and even maybe more than Hendy for CMC alone. So it's not that this couldn't work for you, but you're not using Christian McCaffrey. This is like when these people come in and go, Smitty says to trade Christian McCaffrey. You still want to trade Christian McCaffrey, Smitty? You still think trading Christian McCaffrey? Bro, McCaffrey's going to break at some point. I don't know how to get this through some of your skulls. They're going to break him. But you still, listen to what I'm saying. You got to get two players for CMC. This is no 2 for 2 even Steven thing. You go get Bucky and BTJ for CMC. You go get Achan and BTJ for CMC. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do, or you don't trade CMC. I couldn't be more clear on this topic, but yet people are like, what are you talking about? He said trade CMC? No, trade him for the world. Like one person said, thanks a lot, Smitty. I traded CMC last week, like you said, for a bunch of scrubs. I didn't tell you to trade him for a bunch of scrubs. That's on you. I said trade him for the world because you can. Or you don't trade him and you wait and you trade him next week for the world. Or you wait and you trade him next week for the world. Or you wait until week 10. Bucky and Jamar for Hall and Lamb. Bucky and Jamar. Do it live. Do it live. Was offered BTJ for my Egbuka and Bill. Buka's worth more than BTJ right now. So go get BTJ, but stop trying to buy BTJ with a player that's playing better in Egbuka. You know what I'm saying? Trade Cortland Sutton for a Dunze in a heartbeat right now, the way he's playing. And he's set up so well. He's just going to be thrown in the third and fourth quarter. Start 2, Hendy, Tootin, Sharps, Coleman, Booty, Golden, Thornton, Najee. Probably Tootin and Hendy or Tootin and Najee. Najee and Tootin are probably safest, but Hendy and Tootin are the higher risk, higher reward combo. PPR Lamb and Juwan Johnson for JSN and McBride. JSN and McBride by quite a... Well, I don't know about quite a bit because we don't fully know what McBride's going to do, but I'd take the gamble. Pickens and Fannin or Wandell and Bowers. Give me Wandell and Bowers. I still believe in Bowers, man. This is crazy. Go trade for Bowers right now, guys, if you aren't seeing evidence of it. Trade my Bowers for Nico. I'd rather have Nico. So there's an even Bowers trade. Semi-even Bowers trade. Full PPR need 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. We're going to go probably Debo and Mason, I suppose. But, you know, there's debate there. If you don't trust Debo, you could just go Mason and I don't know. I think I still go Debo, bro, because they're still going to run him. He's going to get into rounds. Flex Hunter or Tootin this week. Tootin's safer, but we are kind of news dependent on that one. So, like, we need to check back on that. Trade Pollard and Tet for ETN and Najee. Give me ETN and Najee, I think, but it's close. I mean, there's rhyme and reason to either side. Mike, Kyron, and Egbuka for JT. I mean, I'm okay with the JT side if you want to go all in on that, but Kyron and Egbuka is better if you need those two pieces. Like if your flex spot or whatever spot that the two players going away is going to create a void. If you don't have a good player to plug in there, then you're going to probably want that Kyron and Egbuka side, bro. Flex Harvey, Booty, Algier, probably Booty for now for safety unless we get good news on Harvey. But Harvey's still a very nice player, bro, to have on the roster. And we're waiting for news on that. This team Hurts for London and Javonte. He has Kamara, CMC, Monty also. So Hurts for London, I would definitely take London and Javonte 100% and then start Penix. That would be a fantastic move for your team, bro. 100% Smitty approved that trade. That's a lot. And look, I like Hurts, but I think there's a lot of reason to panic on Hurts. In Dynasty, everybody should be trading Hurts right now. I have Bo Nix, Ladd, MHJ, Gibbs, Chase Brown, Evan Ingram, ETN, Pickens, Harvey, Hunter. And don't trade Hurts for low. This is where people come back and like, Smitty, I traded Hurts for a ham sandwich. You told me. And now Hurts does play good. Like, you've got to get something that if he rebounds and plays amazing for 4 years, you're even Steven. That's the design of a trade. What do I do? I'm 0-2. Bo Nix, Ladd, Gibbs, Chase Brown. Love the running backs. ETN, man, ETN. MHJ and Ladd for like one BTJ to take a gamble. I'm going after BTJ and Mike Evans using MHJ and Devontae Smith and MHJ, Devontae Smith and Ladd, Devontae Smith and MHJ for a BTJ for Mike Evans. Honestly, MHJ and Ladd for a BTJ just because you'd have Pickens and Hunter and you could throw. That's probably the only thing you do. I don't think I trade those running backs. You could trade ETN for like Nico, ETN and Devontae Smith for Nico. Or equivalent. My boy. 12-man full PPR. Allen, Goff. 0-2. Wait or make some moves. Goff, still high on Goff right now. If this is a 1 QB, which I assume it is. And, you're keeping Neighbors. You keep a BTJ. You're keeping Josh Allen. You're probably, keeper league. 0-2 McBride. I'm trading Goff and Worthy for a player. Honestly, if this is a keep, you're 0-2. Go to the walk runner, see what Sharps will do for them. Worthy, maybe you can do a little BTJ maneuver. I'm not afraid of trading McBride in a keeper league, honestly, if it gets you the right move, like a McBride for BTJ or, something along the Chase Brown lines. And then if you get BTJ, you're trying to get something else maybe. But I don't know that you're trading much. Oh, you got BTJ. Damn it. It's right there. Neighbors, BTJ. McBride for Chase Brown. McBride for HM. McBride for Genty. Throw in Pacheco. Jefferson and JCM for JSN and Kamara. Jefferson and JCM for JSN Kamara. Give me Jefferson and JCM. Give Jamar Chase and Goddard for Neighbors. I'd rather have Neighbors right now. Chase Brown and Amon-Ra or Jamar Chase and Kamara. Give me Chase Brown and Amon-Ra. I mean, that's how good Amon-Ra's playing right now, bro. My Jamar Chase and Adams for Puka and Breece Hall. Give me, that's even, man. Give me Puka and Breece Hall, I suppose, but that's so close. Freaking near dead even. Baker, Burrow, T. Higgins, T. Mac, Godwin, Addison. I don't know on this one, bro. Henry, Bucky, I'm not moving that. Baker's fine. Buka, I'm keeping. So, like, T. Higgins and T. Mac. I don't know if you're going to be able to even do this, but, like, T. Higgins and T. Mac for, like, that BTJ. T. Higgins for Mike Evans. Juwan Johnson is a good tight end to move right now with T. Higgins for one of those wide receivers. I don't trust T. Higgins with Browning as much, but definitely like Addison and Juwan Johnson for Hendy or Hampton. Addison for Hampton. Addison for Harvey. I don't trust Addison right now either. I mean, how could you? Half PPR, would you I don't know, Bucky for Egbuka and Javonte Williams or Egbuka and ETN? Bucky for Egbuka and Javonte. It's pretty good. Or Egbuka and ETN. Guys, would you take, I think ETN and Buka is better. Would you take ETN and Buka or Bucky? I'm not saying better than Bucky, but I like that combo better. So would you rather have ETN and Buka or Bucky? ETN, Buka, or Bucky? He also offered Egbuka, Hendy, and 50 fab for Bucky. No, I don't think I'm trading Bucky for that. ETN and Buka for Bucky, not Puka. Bucky, ETN. It's not ETN and Bucky fire. I wish. Bucky, ETN. Get Bucky, ETN and Buka. ETN and Buka. Buka or Bucky. Yeah, I don't know if I'm. I guess I take ETN and Buka. That's so hard to say though. Man, I don't know. If you can get Tootin, I'd take ETN and Buka. But honestly, if you can't, I guess I'd say Bucky. Smitty, 10-man 0-2. Caleb off waivers. Gibbs, Kyron, BTJ, Garrett Wilson, Debo. I don't think I'm trading any of those players, bro. Unless it's Worthy and Kyle Pitts for an Evans or like a Hendy, like something like that. Hampton. Trading those bench players. That's it. Trying to get Rice, Worthy and Pitts for Rice, Worthy and Judy for Rice. You got Hendy already. Hampton. So Hampton, I guess, like Worthy. I don't know. I don't know if I do that. I'd stand down unless I'm moving Worthy. How about Hendy and Worthy for like Chase Brown or something like that? Other than that, you got a good team. I'm not moving the lineup, and I don't know that you can sell Worthy or Hendy enough now. You try, but if not, you're holding, and then that's going to be your move later once they gain value. Other than that, you're just kind of like, I don't know. I don't think it's a smart move to move those guys on the cheap. Trade T-Mac for Tyler Warren. Happy PR and Joku. I'm fine with that. Worry about Tyler's toe enough. I'm not worried about Tyler's toe, bro. Hawkinson's available. I'd probably pick him up just to trade him, although I don't think anybody's given much yet. But I would take either one. Esteban, this is not a bad trade. I love Tyler Warren. He's my number 3 dark horse tight end. Like, anybody wants to make fun of different calls. Like, what about that one? What about Bijan 1.1? What about Tyler Warren, sneaky number 3 overall tight end this year? I mean, Buka, top 10 wide receiver. What are we doing? Drop Hawkinson for Ertz, I suppose, and pick 2 start this week. Garrett Wilson, Buka, Tet, or Keenan. I'm going to go Buka and Keenan Buka and Tet, but Keenan's fine. I have Ladd as my wide receiver 1. Well, I think you're probably starting Tet, Buka, and Keenan Allen over Ladd this week until further notice, at least. I think the chat would probably agree with that one. Chat, vote on that one if you can. Weaker at running back now. What move should I try? Dynasty, Bo Nix, JJ, Pickens, Harvey, Debo. Straight ended up trading my Saquon for Sharps, Walker, and JSN. I mean, in Dynasty, I'd fine with JSN, Walker, and Sharps over Barkley because it's Dynasty. I wouldn't, in a redraft. But what moves to make? I suppose you're maybe trying to move Debo in the high in a Dynasty league. I think past that, I'm kind of standing down. I don't think you're moving Harvey, Bo Nix, Pickens. No one's trading for those guys in Dynasty. So maybe you're trying to get into that. I keep saying BTJ, but he's just so doubted right now. It's a fantastic potential move. Or you trade Walker and Sharps and Debo for like that Nico, that JJ, that Genty, doubted Genty value right now. I think that would be good. Going after Genty in a dynasty is probably pretty smart. Not that everybody's going to trade him away for pennies on the dollar, but he'll never be cheaper than he is right now. Got offered Lamb and Brian Robinson and DJ Moore for Devontae Adams, AJ Brown, and Javonte. Ah, man. Lamb and DJ Moore, Brian Robinson isn't really nothing. Lamb and DJ Moore for Devontae Adams, AJ Brown, and Javonte. I'd probably take... I have Amon-Ra, Adams, Brown. Okay, so you'd have Amon-Ra, Lamb. You'd have Devontae Smith. You'd have RJ Harvey Benson. Problem is, like, your team isn't really built to win. Oh, yeah, Cook. Okay, James Cook. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. James Cook. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's too much. Guys, should he just keep Adams, AJ Brown, and Javonte? I almost keep Adams and trade AJ Brown and Javonte. Like, I almost feel like you could trade AJ Brown and Javonte for Lamb. If not, go get JJ, go get Nico or something. Maybe you're giving up too much. Not that I think I want to make trades with that combo, but I think you're maybe giving them too much. And AJB still probably has some value. Can you give my Fantasy Football League a shout out? Anxiety Fantasy Football League, and send Egbuka to the moon. Egbuka to the moon. And let's get that meatloaf ready, Anxiety Fantasy Football League. I smell meatloaf.
To the moon.
There you go, pal. There you go. Dreams come true. All you got to do is make it happen, my boy. Thanks, Smitty, for telling me to take JD5. I traded CMC for JD5 and Mason in my Superflex. I know he's hurt, but he will be all right. Weird thank you on the week he may not play, but I thank you, Vlad. I mean, if it's a Superflex, I don't know if this is Dynasty. I hope he comes back and he doesn't. Look, you could have known that JD5 was going to get banged up, but it will be okay, my boy. You'll be fine. You've got this. You've got this. Coble, appreciate you, my boy. Sending love. Smitty saw a lot of hate in the comments after 2 weeks. 2 weeks! Take Smitty's advice, but use your own intuition. He's still the GOAT. Thank you, Coble. I appreciate you. I love all the he's still the GOAT comments, though. Like, even in the underhanded compliments, people are like, don't worry, Smitty, you're still the GOAT. Like, as if there's anything done yet. Like, we were 2 weeks in. Like, still the GOAT implies that things didn't go well. Like, again, as much as people like to tie this channel to the HHH and Associates, Egbuka is a part of that, and he's absolutely crushing it. And Genty will be fine. We've touted Genty a lot. Bijan being the 1.1, Neighbors being a Nova man. I mean, Tyler Warren being a top 3. Like, there's still a lot crushing. You know, it's not like, hey, you're still the GOAT. Like, as if in 2 weeks things have unraveled. There's still a lot going right. Just because some of you have all of the riskiest of the risky on one team assembled a certain way, and given we're 2 weeks in, I think we'll be okay. So, the still the GOAT or still doing good or you're still fine. I still like you, Smitty. Like, it's funny. Some of these still comments. You're still this, you're still that. We're 2 weeks in. Got 2 offers from my Mason. Mason for BTJ and Mason and Coleman for Hendy and McLaurin. Hendy and McLaurin is a lot for Mason and Coleman. I'd take Hendy and McLaurin probably, but I do love the BTJ. I almost want BTJ. Can you get BTJ and Hendy? And try and push for that. That would be my preference. Thoughts on Wentz? Not much thoughts on him, bro. I hope he's better than what we've been seeing, though. You know, and it's possible that he doesn't play necessarily better, but he feeds more, distributes more. Trade my Garrett Wilson and Laporta for London. I'd probably rather have London, but, you know, there's risk involved with the shoulder. You know, we don't know. Trade McBride for JSN. I'd rather have JSN. JSN's balling out. He's a fantastic player right now. Top 5 wide receiver. Drop 1, Manungai, Gordon, Aomanor, and Aaron Jones. Probably Aaron Jones right now, unless you can IR him. Or you just say drop Gordon because he's getting no work. But just monitor him because if something happened to Achane, he'd still go to the moon. Do I trade away Bill and Keenan for MHJ and Sharps? I would take... honestly, Bill and Keenan are safer. I'm not saying that can't change, but right now that's being honest. Jefferson for Egbuka and Garrett Wilson. I'd take Buka. Guys, JJ or Buka, Garrett Wilson. JJ or Buka, Garrett Wilson. Vote on that one, please. Hey, Smitty, I still like you. We're only 2 weeks in, but Smitty, I still like you. Don't worry. I'd still invite you over for supper. JJ for Buka, Garrett Wilson. JJ. There you go. I agree too. JJ for me. I wanted to catch the temperature of the room on that. I didn't know if I was overthinking that. Never said anything unraveled, just sent love. No, I know, Coble. I'm laughing at the word still because people will say, don't worry, Smitty, you're still, I'm just, Coble, I appreciate you. I'm just laughing at the word still. People use the word still all the time. It's like we're 2 weeks in. Coble, thank you for the Coble to the moon.
To the moon.
No, Coble to Mars. Nope.
Mars.
Coble to Saturn.
To Saturn.
Coble, thank you, my boy. Yo, Smitty, need advice on a big trade. When are calls open? I don't know, Jonathan. It just kind of depends on the flow of the night. I don't know if the phone lines. Ask it in the chat. Knicks or Herbert? I'm gonna go Herbert for safety, but I do like both of them. Traded BTJ for Hurts. Tell me I'm cooked. I don't know. I mean, it depends on what you had. You know, I'd rather. I mean, I don't know. Hurts is still a good quarterback for fantasy in 2025, but he's going to be cooked in 2026 or 7 if they take away the tush push. Smitty, I'm 0-2. Kyler, Gibbs, Sharps. Any moves to make? I think you got to trade Bowers, if you're going to make any moves at all. Bowers for, and who do you have as a backup tight end? I don't know. You'd have to, Fannin. Okay, perfect. So Bowers for Chase Brown. I mean, yeah, or Genty and something. Try and get something with it. But Bowers, Chase Brown, Genty, HN. Try and go after one of those, my boy. Appreciate you. Garrett Wilson, Sharps. Let's see here. Hunter for Addison. I'd rather have Hunter. I'm not giving up on Hunter after 2 weeks. He had 6 catches in week 1. You know, it's wild. The people are so wild on Hunter right now. Start 2, flex Debo, Mason, Judkins, Hunter. Probably go Mason and Debo. Judkins has a very tough matchup. Always my hero from the Bruce. Would you trade Garrett Wilson for Keon Coleman and RJ Harvey? No way, Bruce. No way. Not even close, my boy. I'm sorry to say. Not even close. Hey, don't think my message was clear earlier. One of Fannin or Laporta with JCM and or Garrett Wilson for Genty. This is why, bro, it's confusing as hell when you do the and/ors, ifs, buts, and if. Like, just ask the question and then the second question, like the 2 different ones. One of Fannin or Laporta with JCM and or like, it's still not clear. The combinations. One of Fannin or Laporta. So I'd rather, let me put it this way. I'd rather you keep, I don't know. Laporta Fannin's tough. So let's just say Laporta and JCM. And or Garrett Wilson. I don't want to trade Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson and JCM are like miles apart. And or Garrett Wilson for, it's so confusing because I don't know if it's or Garrett Wilson alone or Garrett Wilson and JCM are miles apart. So JCM and Laporta or JCM and Fannin for Genty is a home run. Garrett Wilson for Genty straight up, if that helps you, I think is even-ish. But I guess if I need a running back, I'm leaning toward Genty. If I need a wide receiver, or if I feel like I want a wide receiver, then I'm leaning toward Garrett Wilson. But it's pretty close. But I would just ask the questions. I don't know. Is Woody Marks a mustache? It depends on the scenario, but he's definitely one of the top, waiver wire, deep running back calls. Rest of season in order: Hampton, Harvey, Hendy. I'm going to go Hendy, Hampton, Harvey in that order. Very, very close. Kobo, appreciate you, my boy. Normies panic too fast. I traded Pickens for Harvey in offseason and no regrets. Also, trade extra draft capital to draft Hunter. They will cook. I believe in Hunter, bro. Ollie Wood, appreciate your $20 holler, my boy. Coming in strong with the super, my boy. Doing it.
Alert. Super chat alert.
I still love you, Ollie. Had pick 3 of 12. Ended up with not this order. Josh Allen, Lamb, London, JCM, Mason, Bill, T-Mac, Pacheco, Kincaid, Houston, Little, and stole Judkins in the 13th round. We go in Galactics. Smitty saves. Still Smitty. He's still okay. I still like him. For now. For now. Team's looking good, bro. Team's looking good. RJ Harvey needs to step up, and he will eventually. T-Mac and Bill for one bigger monster, maybe, Ollie. But past that, your team's looking good. That's the only thing I'd be considering. Do I trade Kyron plus BTJ for Drake London and Jettas? Drake London and Jettas? Give me the Drake London Jettas all day long, my boy. That's a good one. 12-team May, Penix, Purdy, Chase Brown. Any moves? DK, JJ Waddle, DK, Waddle, Devontae Smith. Trying to get that BTJ on the cheap. Jacobs and Devontae Smith, Jacobs and Waddle. Try and get that Chase, that, I don't know, maybe that Achan value. Waddle and Devontae Smith for BTJ and or Evans. Throw in Juwan Johnson if you need to get one of those wide receiver upgrades because you got Fannin or Juwan. And just ride with one. Take advantage of the fact that you got both of them, my boy. Hampton hurts me, obviously. Okay, I thought you were saying Hampton hurts. Hampton hurts you, obviously, but I bet he bounces back. I do, too. I have Chuba Mason starting. Need someone to flex. Should I start Hampton, Judkins, Bill, or Keon Coleman? Probably Bill. But Judkins is a safe start, but bad matchup. Like the volume's there, but will the production be there this week? Is everyone going to trash him after this week? Because that's what people are doing right now. You have a bad week, you're done. Bad week? You had a good week one? Had a good week one, huh? Good week one, but bad week two?
You're done.
Oh, Genty scored in week one. Nice. BTJ scored in week one. Nice. Bad week two?
You're done.
Drop DeAndre Swift for Jordan Mason. I don't want to drop Swift. I trade him, but in a vacuum, I want Jordan Mason over Swift. So that's how I'm going to answer that, because that's you're trying to put me in a box, bro, and I refuse to be put in a box, my boy. Just traded Godwin and Franklin for Hendy. Love it. Smashing all day long, bro. Nice work. Trade my Mason and Ladd for Puka. Easy, bro. Yeah, buddy. We're doing that live. Of course. 14-team PPR. Starting Lamar, Saquon, Bucky, Bill, Pickens, Keenan, Kelsey, bench Bill, Hunter, Fannin, Ale Manor, Ollie, Samson, 2-0. Should I move or hold? I love the running backs. You could. Thank you, Ant, for the $2 hauler. Thumb up, my boy. Bill's a good trade piece. Fannin's a good trade piece. Keenan Allen and Bill for like a BTJ or an Evans is my advice for you, Ricky. I think that's a really, really solid move. We've got Ant with the $2 thumb up. Appreciate you, my boy. Dropping the thumb up, my boy. Any moves? QB, Burrow, Caleb Williams, Bijan, Genty, Kyron, Harvey, Ladd, Rice, Adunze, Golden. Like the squad. You obviously need Rice. If you can wait on Rice, then you're fine. And I trust Ladd and Adunze enough right now. And honestly, Golden probably has a bounce back game, to a degree. If I could trade McBride for like BTJ and something, or McBride for Nico, I'm doing that. Because you got Pitts. Pitts is okay. Or you trade Pitts and Ridley, or Pitts and Adunze for like a BTJ. That might work. I mean, Pitts still has some good trade value. Traded Neighbors for AJB, Kyron, and JMO. Also traded Allen and Olave for Jettas and May. Yeah, I mean, you could argue the quarterback trade. I mean, either way on that. I mean, there's pros and cons to it that are near equal. Traded Neighbors for AJB, Kyron, and JMO. That could work out. I don't hate it. I don't hate any of the moves. They're all pretty even Steven moves. It's just a matter of like, I like Neighbors the most, so it's hard for me to trade them. But I get what you did, and you might be able to make another move happen now that you have that depth. Would you do Chuba for Genty or Jacobs for Bucky? I'm taking Bucky over Jacobs, and I'm taking probably Chuba for safety over Genty right now. But if I want to swing and risk the biscuit, I think Genty is probably going to have a better go-forward season. I'm not saying that taking into account what they've already done doesn't, hold them back points-wise, but 12-team PPR, Fields, Genty, Bucky, Wilson, Debo, bench, Hendy, Judkins. Judkins has good trade value right now, has a bad matchup, so his trade value could go down next week. Any trade advice? I'd probably say I like this team a lot. Genty, Bucky, Garrett Wilson, Debo, Hendy, Judkins. You're 1-1. You could probably wait on Rice, but if you had to trade Rice and Judkins for like a Nico now, it makes sense. For St. Brown, Nico, even Rice for London, or Judkins and Debo for London. But even that's like tough. But I'd be okay with that. Rice for BTJ straight up, Rice for Evans straight up, if you didn't want to wait. Or Judkins for Evans. Actually, just do that. Judkins for Evans straight up. Trade Pollard for Mason or Rome. I would take either one. Probably take Mason if I need a running back. Yeah. So, yeah. And I like Rome as much, though. That's good. Bowers for JCM and Evans. I'd take... I want a little more, but this isn't bad. Evans is risky, but I think it's a fun risk to take. I think you get a little more, though. Devontae and Judkins or Harvey Sharp's side. Devontae and Judkins or Harvey Sharps. I think it's Devontae Judkins for now. But, that could change. The values just aren't, it's tough. Do I trade Mason and DJ Moore for London? I would take London pretty easily. Sutton and Pollard for BTJ, of course. Take BTJ. $10 hauler from I Am Yato. Appreciate you. What changes should you make? Bucky, Achan, Bowers. It's a great team. Nico. AJB and Chubb for BTJ. AJB and Chubb for Nico. AJB for Mike Evans. I like Hendy right now as well as a player to go get potentially. But I think because you probably need the receiver, and then the worst case scenario is you maybe trade Bowers later, but I think you let him get healthy and dominate or something. 0-2, JD, Achan, Genty, Ladworthy, JCM, Sharps, Fannin, Hendy, Hunter. You can't trade Hunter or Hendy. Kraft is someone you could potentially trade, and you have Fannin. So Kraft for BTJ, Evans, or Kraft for a Worthy upgrade to Nico. Worthy and Kraft for Nico and something, for St. Brown and something. But honestly, Kraft for Evans or for BTJ straight up could work. And I think that's probably the move I would make personally. I would be trying for that. And I feel like everyone's willing to go get Kraft right now. Kraft has great value, bro. Almost might even be selling low. Do we have any celebratory messages? Or, I'm sorry, gifted memberships? I don't know if we did or not. I just want to make sure I was recognizing those. Thank you guys for the super chats, by the way. And thank you for the support. This one here from Sammy. Sammy, appreciate your super chat, Sammy. Sammy says, $10. My team is Josh Allen, Devontae, Rome, Bijan, Bucky, ETN, Hunter. Rate trades, and if you would do them. Rome plus Bucky for Amon-Ra. I'd rather have Rome and Bucky. ETN plus Devontae Adams and Debo for JJ. That's a lot, bro. ETN, Devontae Adams. I think you're meaning and or. Just stop using the slashes, guys. No one's using the slash the same way. So you're going to get bad advice by using a slash because I'm not knowing which side you're taking. I assume because you're saying plus ETN plus Devontae slash Debo, you mean and or, but I would stop using those. ETN plus Devontae for JJ, I'd rather have ETN and Devontae Adams. If JJ had a better quarterback situation and ETN and Debo, I'd probably rather have JJ. So I think Devontae and ETN over JJ, and then ETN plus Debo for JSN. I think I'd rather have Debo and ETN by a hair. But those could literally change with the wind. Literally change with the wind. 0-2, record 12 team, 0.5 QB, two wide receiver, running back. JD5, Lamb, BTJ, Hall, Fannin, JCM, Sharps, Judkins. Judkins and Worthy for one player. So try that. JD5, Lamb for May, Achan, Dobbs. JD5, Lamb for May, Achan, Dobbs. JD5, Lamb by a country mile, bro. It's not even close. Not even close, my boy. Not even close. Blanco, your super chat did not get skipped, my man. It did not. I'll read it again, but it did not. I read it. Do you mean that you stepped out for a potty break, Blanco? Is that what you meant to say? I love how confident people are when they say I missed their super chat. I 100% answered this. I said Hendy, Hampton, Harvey in that order, but it could change with the wind. The wind could blow in any which direction and change that, as I said when I answered it. But I don't know that we just need news. There's nothing that could make you feel super ultra confident in answering that question other than the speculation that Hendy probably is not drafted as explosive as he was in the preseason, and the draft capital, and the fact that he's the most talented player on the roster. There's probably just no way. There's just no way they're not going to turn to him at some point. Trading Josh Allen for Derrick Henry, then flipping Henry and T-Mac for Gibbs. I don't know that you have to flip Henry and T-Mac for Gibbs. Like, that's a really solid duo. But I don't mind that you did either. So at the end of the day, Josh Allen for Gibbs, if this is a 1 QB, you home run across the board. Even if you kept Henry and T-Mac or got Gibbs, no matter what, you did good. Great, or if you do it, I guess, great trade. If it's at Superflex, then you know, it's a whole different conversation. Danny V, appreciate you. Trades, Neighbors, Bucky, Higgins, Hendy, Harvey, Kittle. I'm trading Kittle if I can, and he's closer to coming back, so he's more attractive each week. Kittle and Higgins for a Nico-type player. That's what I'm doing. Kittle straight up for BTJ. That's what I'm doing. Either one of those, but Nico would be a fantastic go-get in that other idea. Sharbs or Mason rest of season. Mason for now, but just a gust of news. You know, Walker gets injured, then it's Charbonnet. Like, it really just depends on the volume. And right now, Mason's got the volume and Sharbs doesn't. And Sharbs is banged up, but tides can change quickly. Bowers and Pickens for BTJ, Kelsey, Harvey. I'd rather have Bowers and Pickens by quite a bit, my boy. By quite a bit. Like, not really even close. Right now. If Harvey rose up, it would be different. Man, 2 weeks in has just been chaotic panic. It's been crazy. It's been absolutely insane. Brief phone line session, no full breakdowns.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
You read off your whole team, I'm hanging up. I don't have time to break down full teams, not at this time of the year. So keep it snappy. And once I tell you I'm going to stop answering calls, don't keep calling because I'm not going to add any more calls. I'll actually shut it down. So dial in. Dobbins got a rough matchup. Okay, well, what about Harvey? Why has it got to be Dobbins? Why is it always about Dobbins? Tua or Ward rest of season, that's a tough one because, I mean, Miami's a mess. Absolute mess. Is Bo Nix still a QB? I mean, Bo Nix had 3 touchdowns in the first half. What do you think? I mean, Bo Nix is fine. I don't know why people are worried about Bo Nix. Everybody mute yourself. I'll be right with you on the phone line, please. Travis Hunter is on waivers. Someone just cut him. Sure they did, which is awesome. Do I drop Njoku or Pacheco? Njoku. I mean, it depends. I mean, either one. I mean, make sure Tootin's not out there as well. Grab both of them. All right, everybody stay muted until I call upon you. Let's go over to Jordan. Jordan, you're live.
Would you trade JCM for Ted McMillan?
Yeah, I think I could go either direction, bro. Depends on what you need. But I'm fine with either one.
Or would you rather trade Warren instead of JCM?
Trade Tyler Warren?
No, Jalen Warren.
Oh, for I'd probably rather trade Tyler Warren, but I do like Tyler Warren. I mean, Tyler Warren does look pretty good, so so that's not a knock on Tyler.
Yeah, well, I got enough depth at wide receiver. At running back. That's what I was thinking to get Ted.
All right, my boy. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Later. Hold on, Gavin and TJ. Be right with you. 12-team Dynasty 2-0 trades. 1 QB, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs. Wide receivers are Puka, Monra, Evans, Hendy, Kyron, Tracy, Jones, Strange. I mean, you're winning for a reason, bro. I'm trying to get rid of Hurts and Dynasty because I think he's not a good thrower, bro. And they take away the tush push, and it's c'est la vie to a lot of the value. Love the squad. Not moving the wide receivers unless I'm moving T. Higgins. I mean, it's Dynasty, so like Evans, if you can win now, you just want to probably keep Evans. But I wouldn't move T. Higgins right now. But I still know what you could really move. I'm not selling Hendy low. I'm not trying to get rid of Kyron on the cheap or anything. But if you could get rid of like T. Higgins and Kyron for a crafty running back swap, like you go after Genty, you throw in, and honestly throwing like a first rounder to get into Genty right now, it wouldn't be crazy, But I'm definitely keeping Hendy. Just took over an orphan team. I just traded Tyreek and Metcalf for Worthy and Tootin. This team has a rebuild now. I need to sell AJB somehow. I mean, go get BTJ. I think the way to sell players or buy players like BTJ right now and sell AJ Brown is the first rounder edition. People are so worried about BTJ right now. They're afraid they're going to lose their shirt on it. And if you give them a first rounder, they forgive. They just say, go ahead and take them. And then I can start over. They want to start over very badly. And honestly, like a BTJ is still very much worth a first round pick. I mean, think about if you got dropped, you draft him in pretty quickly in the rookie draft. Hunter or Tootin this week. Probably Tootin is safer, but let's wait on the news for both of them. Like we'll hear if Cohen's going to, feature Hunter more or whatever. We just got to hear it. 14-team league. Like some of the players on this bench, I suppose, but getting rid of Caleb if I can. Tesla, Ale Manor, I like a lot. I don't know that you're gonna just couple any of that for anything right now. 14-teamers are tough. I try and get rid of Caleb if there's still value, but I don't think there is. All right, Gavin, you're live. Quick as you can.
Okay, I just made a trade. I traded Kraft, Hampton, Debo, and Dak Prescott for Caleb Williams and Bijan.
Kraft, Hampton,
Debo, and Prescott for Caleb Williams and Bijan.
And to 1 QB?
Yeah, I don't know how I got him to accept it, but he did.
Wow. That's a great trade, bro.
But my QBs now, I have Nix and Caleb Williams, and my tight end is Span.
Yeah, that's fine. Bijan, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So excited.
It's crazy.
And then quick, are we starting Brees or Pickens this week?
They're both good plays, but I think I go Brees. I think they lean on the run. They know the mistake they made last week. Even without Fields, they got to run the ball. But it's good. Either side's good, bro. I mean, like Pickens is going to have a day. I think and especially with Pickens, Lamb's always going to be the main objective of a defense to shut down, and so Pickens is going to have nice games, and they're so excited about him. And Pickens was, his coach was ramping him up, and he was standing right behind his coach during the pep talk at the end, and the celebration, and the game balls being handed out, and the fact that Pickens had a big smile on his face, and the coach loved him, like he's in a good place mentally, and that's always going to be Pickens' biggest hurdle and concern. And he's in such a good place right now. Pickens to the moon. But so either way, I honestly I think maybe we attack it later because I almost don't want to say Brees lock in because I want to say Pickens badly. But let's play it by ear as we get closer to the week.
Okay.
All right, later.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. We'll be back at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm sorry, this is the 8 p.m. show. We'll be back at midnight Eastern for some week 3 drafting and some news, whatever. Don't forget I have a Patreon. It's a 24/7, 365 live chat group. $10 a month, cancel anytime. You want a chat group? You know how people say on my chat group, they said this, and you're like, I don't have a chat group. You do now. We're your chat group. We're your family. through thick and thin, the same great, amazing crew you see in the live chat. All the positive people are over here 24/7, 365, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Go check it out. Link is in the description of every video. So if you ever want to find it later, just go grab it. Here's the link right now. I'll drop it. We're also going to draft tonight on Underdog. Use code Smitty. That link is right here. Play Underdog. Promo code Smitty. Play 5, get 50. Hit that link now and sign up now or you won't get in time. So we'll see you tonight on the midnight show, doing it live. And then these final 2 super chats that came in. Thomas says, drop Fannin for Tootin or Franklin. I would drop, I'm not dropping Fannin, bro. I definitely am picking Tootin. If I'm in a vacuum, it's Tootin, Fannin, Franklin in that order, but I don't want to drop Fannin. Kept T-Mac. I kept T-Mac. I don't know, SBC, I don't know what this is. Oh, it's to this one right here. D Wicks about to pop, get ready. I like D Wicks, but he does always drop the ball. But every time he looks like he's going to have a big week, he craps the bed the next week. But let's hope that doesn't happen. I like Wicks a lot. They're just very inconsistent in how they use their players. I think Golden could actually have a little bit of a nice week, but he's going to be inconsistent, which is what we said from the start. Also didn't do that Lad for T-Mac trade. I'm happy about it. What do you think? You kept T-Mac? I'm glad you did right now. I do think T-Mac is better than Lad right now, but I do think Lad is a good buy low, but T-Mac has way more value, so yes, agreed. You could go get Lad cheaper now, my boy. Smitty says, Vin Diesel, your family. You are. Once you're here, your family. We don't give up on family. Later, bros. I'll see you all at midnight Eastern. We go live whenever big news breaks. We go live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. And we go live at 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. That's what this show is right here. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Blackbeard. Thank you, Space Ricky. Thank you, Sick Nasty. Thank you, DeBalt. Thank you, Vampy. Thank you to all my super chatters. Philip says 1-1 Knicks, Bijan, JSN, Pickens, and Dunze, Tootin, Fannin, BTJ. Trade Sharps and Pickens for BTJ and Harvey. I would definitely do that. Yes, I take that gamble. Thank you, Philip. Appreciate you for the super chat. Thank you, Styles, for the $50 hauler. Appreciate you very much, my man. Thank you, Orion, Walker, Jose, Micah, Hollywood for the $20 haulers. Thank you, Stephen, Anthony, Reed, Chris, Jacobs, T-Bone, Demo, Cable Guy, McDowell, Austin, Josh, Daniel, and DMO for the $20 haulers. You guys absolutely rock. See you all at midnight Eastern. Deuce. Anthony says, from my $20 hauler earlier, my super flex was Penix. Nice, bro. All right, see you all later. Appreciate you. Healing says, remember Gibbs, HN, Chase Brown, etc. Hold HHH and Associates. Healing's nice remembrance message here. Gibbs, HN, Chase Brown. Remember Bucky, too. Like, Bucky, we keep talking about Chase Brown. Chase Brown didn't play well in weeks 1, 2, 3, was a monster last year, week 4. And then we talk about rookies. Gibbs didn't do anything in weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he was a monster from week 7 on. We neglect to talk about how Bucky was a total league winner, and he didn't do anything until week 13. I know that's not what we paid for or want to hear, but it is what it is. See you all midnight Eastern. Deuce.